7.
You held up a 6 at the beginning there, and then you fixed it.
Can we clip that?
Foreshadowing?
Can we clip that?
It's like Ophius doesn't have enough fingers.
7.
7.
7.
What's up, everybody? Aurorum, Regicide, I think session 11. Yeah, so fun fact, the Daelric bot is down right now because, go kitty. Daelric bot is down right now because like I'm password thingy and I'm like, I don't have time. I literally just made myself ramen to have dinner, so I'm like, I don't have time for this. No Daelric bot today, which means nobody has to deal with Steve putting bad jokes into chat all session.
Yes, we did it, chat.
We did it. We took him down.
Inadvertently banned Steve.
No, just made Steve lose interest. All right,
Wait,
so
who's saying who's pretty garbage at trying to kill PCs? What is this?
Steve dropped a trump card 3 months ago for a Kingmaker, and it just took effect last session. And a PC was legit about to. I don't want to know how much more I should say in case spoilers, but what I'll say is
your turnover is 3 months.
No, well, he asked for a hidden trump card, and I let him do it. All right, so anyways, let's go. Let's actually play the game. What's up, guys? How you doing?
I don't remember what happened last time.
That's okay, because Rena said that she felt bad about how poorly she did last week, so she's going to give us the recap this week. Thank you, Rena, by the way, for owning up to your mistake and then jumping on the grenade.
What? Did she really say that?
Yeah, no, this really happened. She said she's going to put a lot of time and effort preparing into this recap.
I know I was the last one in the call, so I can't vouch one way or the other on this.
I'm expecting a poster board. So.
No, listen.
Well, hang on. So if you see here, this is where we were. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
All I see is a red thing.
I thought she was
going to... That's it. That's all it's going to happen.
That was the poster.
That's it.
That's the poster. It's all good.
Go kitty.
Messi was epic and killed people with his arrows. And
Messi was epic.
I feel really bad
took
about
everyone
that.
Down.
Scott eat cat food.
We did successfully release the slaves, which was awesome.
Cat, go away!
But we murdered a lot of people.
Yes, Ophios was pretty epic in being a distraction, but then struggled in the fight, and then Rena tripped over a root, which made them get the attention that the slaves were escaping, and then Messi was just like sitting in a tree. Yondis was just sitting in a tree picking off people with arrows, and then at the end of it, the classic Tyler mistake of splitting the party happened, and we actually are meeting together at the captain's house. That's all. I think I remember that.
Yeah, well, we're about to meet up, but we haven't met up yet, and it sounds like some shit's gonna go down.
Yeah, and Rena's still invisible, but I don't remember how much time she has left. I hope Scott remembers.
She has a while left.
That's where we
were. She has the levitate potion as well.
Now,
yeah, I did not use that.
As a reminder, right as we finish up there, Rena rolled that perception check of a 7, and then Ophios rolled a perception check of a natty 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we reroll?
Well, that wasn't.
I don't remember that happening.
I don't remember if that was right at the.
Yep, it was right at the end. You have to scroll up for a while to get past all like my trying of that macro. For a while, but yep, Rena rolled a 7. Oh, wow, she was a Twitch chat pool of luck. We left you guys with 5 dice, as far as you know. That brought up to a total of an 8, and Ophios rolled a natty 1 because I had him roll the group perception. Because John said on the survival
and stealth. He did survival and stealth.
Yep. So you guys, unfortunately, both rolled absolutely horribly. But you still, you're there in front of the house, and you come walking around the corner, and you see that the place is there. One of the things that you notice, and I think I had mentioned this last week, is this is amongst the areas that has the least amount of charring. And don't forget, this is an area that was specifically targeted, I think, by Yondis when he ran into the building across the way, the place with the kitchen stuff, so on and so forth. It's a place he specifically targeted when you guys were here before, this region, and there's barely any charring whatsoever. But you're inside the area that's right over by the commander's house. You can actually see the house not far down away from where you are, about a block's distance away. So it's at like 100 yards less than away. And no, I would say, my apologies, way less than that. Probably about 100 feet and change away.
Scott, turn down the music. It says unfunny.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. All right. So, anyways, that's for about how far away you guys are. You look in the area. That's all you see. barely charred, so on and so forth. How do you guys... you don't see each other quite just yet. So, continuing the camera with Rena first, how do you proceed?
Where am I again?
You were literally just kind of came down from the mountainside, looped around, swung by, tried to see if you can get anything inside your old shop, didn't find anything, continued to the commander's house. And again, you're about 100 feet and change, 115, 130, somewhere there, feet away from the commander's house. Areas amongst the least charred in the town.
I'm still invisible. Okay.
Tyler can't breathe water.
Be careful.
Hmm.
Do I see them?
You do not see them currently.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
see them.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And there's nothing around me, like a building or anything. Am I like... Well, I guess I can't. I don't need to hide. I'm invisible. Duh.
Yep.
Okay, never mind. So I'll just walk kind of towards
The commander's house?
but cautiously, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just like run straight to it. But
You can roll me your stealth with advantage.
Okay.
Oh, it went from a 19 to an 11.
So you start creeping forward as quietly as you can. Obviously, you don't have to worry about the visuals. You probably still instinctively use some degree of caution when it comes to visual, but you're trying to step as quietly as you can. You do wear armor, you do wear boots, so sound is made, but hopefully it's quiet and muffled enough, or you're far enough away from whoever might hear it that they don't. And you start creeping your way towards the house as close as you can, probably get about half the distance there. Want to pull the camera over to Tyler and, what's your name? Messy. You guys are looking at the area. You don't see anybody there. Again, you're probably about 100 feet and change or so from the actual building. Most of the buildings here aren't that charred. It seems pretty open. How do you guys proceed?
Ophios is dressed as a...
Hi, Aaron.
Disguised as a guard, as it is.
Long time no see.
So...
I want a fucking cat.
The last time... What happened the last time we spoke? Ophios and Yondis. Do you remember?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yondis didn't want to be here.
Yeah, I know Yondis didn't want to be here.
Here's the stupid fucking cat.
I think that was it.
You almost got caught, and then I saved you, and then I said, we shouldn't be here, and you were like, we gotta be here, so I was like, okay, fine, but I'm leading. And then I led us, and we didn't speak much during that trip.
Okay, that makes sense. So, Ophios is gonna say, well, where's Sissies? Where's Swassies?
We're in front of the building where I saw him, right?
Like I said, 100 feet and change or so away from it, but yeah, you can point at it.
Yeah, so I'll point at it. That makes sense. Sounds like something I do.
He'll say, well, how'd you get sins last time? Let's go.
Through the window. Well, I tried to get into the window, and then I just snuck in the front door. All right, I'm gonna try the front door.
So you guys start walking that direction?
Yep.
You've been stealthy the whole while, so I imagine you're stealthy again. Could you both roll me your stealth check, please?
It's not a group stealth.
No, not for this point. No, a cat! I keep throwing you down. Go away, I'm trying to eat. Jesus.
Ophios isn't gonna try and stealth. He's disguised as a guard as it is.
Sure. So you're not going to stealth, and you do Yondis, and you try sneaking in that direction. So, Rena, coming back to you, you're continuing to make your way closer to the house. You at first didn't see anybody around the corner or approaching. Roll me a quick perception check.
Okay. Advantage or no?
No perception.
Normal.
Daelric's setting us up to die. I'm feeling it.
Bad feeling.
Nothing changes. You don't see anybody. You can roll me your stealth to continue moving forward.
Okay.
Advantage for
But
this one.
stealth advantage. You got it. Yeah. I follow you.
Okay. So you continue trying to creep your way closer and closer. When, as you're getting closer to the building, you notice there's an approaching guard from down the street.
Like coming the opposite direction.
Coming towards you. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, can I duck around like the side of the building? How close am I? I'm not
Yeah,
close.
you can easily. You're invisible. You can literally stand.
Right. I mean,
until they
he's not
approach.
gonna see me. I keep forgetting that. Yeah.
Oh. So I mean, like, would you want to approach the guard, or do you want to try to sneak past them? Like, what's the plan with that?
So yeah, in that case, then I'll just kind of like try to sneak past, but maybe stop while he's like walking by.
Sure.
Hear me.
Well, currently they're past the actual house, so you can actually approach the house, even stay still while they are sneaking by. And you wouldn't have to notice about it.
Yeah.
So you easily do so. You approach the house, and you're just gonna like stand there and wait. And it looks like the guard is also approaching the house as well. So you're like, oh shit! Either they're going into this building, or they're literally gonna just like walk up to it past you, or maybe they notice you.
Shit. I don't think I could stealth kill this guy unless maybe I could come up behind him. Can I try to?
You're
do that?
invisible. You can easily try to come up behind him.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sure.
Then I would. Yeah. Then I want to try to like stealth kill him.
Sure, you're gonna try to sneak up behind the person. That's not an issue. You can definitely roll me stealth with perception with advantage on that one.
Right. Okay.
Awesome. Easily sneak up behind the guard. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you do. Tyler, roll me a perception check.
Wait, what? Wait, is it him? Oh, stop! Oh my God! Wait.
How'd you not notice that?
Beautiful. Tyler, you have no idea there's somebody sneaking up right behind you.
I
Rena,
forgot
you're
that he
standing
was so
behind the guard.
disguised. No!
I knew the
Oh
whole
my
time
God.
that's what Scott was saying.
Wait a minute. Oh my
No,
God.
it's meta. That's meta. Your character doesn't know.
Power
Rena?
game,
So
no
she,
power game.
so she has no idea.
Oh. Rena, you're welcome to make your attack roll with advantage.
Oh, I'm
This is
sorry
so dumb.
in advance. Oh shit. You said with advantage.
You're welcome, chat.
Scott, I have a question.
Sure.
Should I send it through Zoom or Discord?
Discord, please. I wonder if somebody dropped prayer, who would be the enemy and who would be the ally here?
Yeah.
All right, you make your attack roll with advantage, Rena.
Okay. Please low.
Oh my god, this is amazing! Oh
I'm leaving. Bye. Oh my God.
I forgot what I was gonna ask.
my god! Oh my god! Rena, could you please roll your damage?
Bye.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It's
Wow.
not the end of the world, it's only 12 points of damage.
Oh, I remember my question.
Oh, that's weird. You use your battle axe, not your great axe?
Yeah, because I was trying to.
Oh,
use
you
a
were
smaller
sneaking up.
weapon.
Yeah. You were.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, okay. If you used your great axe, that could have been so much more devastating.
Well, I thought about it, and I wouldn't have done that. I would have done this
Yeah.
originally
No, I get
anyway.
that,
I
yeah.
would have had a smaller weapon to just do it with anyway, but I had no idea, and then I figured it out.
I knew it the whole time, so.
Well, he said there were still guards milling about like this.
There
area, so
are!
it's like totally
Come on,
like
Rena.
legit.
Tyler, you get attacked from behind.
I'm not expecting this.
Yondis, you see Tyler get attacked from behind. Yondis, you see Ophios get attacked from behind by Rena.
Wait, he can see me?
Now he can, because you attacked, so now you're visible.
Oh, I'm.
Ophios, you get attacked from behind. It hurts like hell. And you turn around to see Rena. Rena, the guard turns around to see you, however he chooses to react. Oh, you don't have to roll initiative. Everybody knows what's going on except for Rena. Because all she did was attack a guard who's now looking at her.
Who I think, who I think is still alive.
What's the big ideas? God, dang it!
Ophios?
I'm gonna kill you, you sons of a. Gosh, that hurts.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that was you. Why are you still disguised?
So in roleplay, I'm laughing. By the way, this is
Rena, what's your AC?
and out of character.
Hang on. 16.
That hits. This is Ophios's reaction. You get stabbed by a dagger.
Ah, shit. I deserve that. I'm so sorry.
Hey, you guys done?
Yes, it's not gonna happen again. I didn't know it was you.
I'm
a little on edge, okay?
You just see Ophios is like slumped over, like clearly hurt.
And I'll apologize, but I'm like smirking a little bit too, because it's also kind of funny, like laughing at myself.
Also, keep in mind when Ophios was striked, he kind of yelled out.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So
it was not a silent 12 points of damage.
Nope.
Okay.
Hey, Naga, that is some wise words by Abusive Snaga. So
this is what happens when you split the party.
This is what happens when Ophios disguises himself as a guard so he doesn't get caught, and then he gets caught by his friend thinking he's the enemy.
I'm too good at what I do. I'm just kidding.
No, if you were better, he'd be dead.
True.
That would have been funny.
Trying to be stealthy.
That would have been funny if you legit
I'm
dropped
glad I
him
did not have
and you're like raising your axe and doing another attack, and Yondas has to be like, "Do I say something?"
He wouldn't.
He'd just sit back and be like, just watch, and then afterwards come out like 5 minutes later and be like, "Oh, Rena, there you are. I was with Ophios and he just disappeared." You know,
Wow,
like,
do you know what happened?
Rick,
Yeah.
what's your cat doing? I said Rick, but I meant Daelric.
oh, sniffing something on top of a big Tupperware or something.
Okay,
So, Ophios, while he's hunched down, is going to pull out his greater healing potion and just drink it.
Gotcha. Cool.
How much is a greater healing potion?
4d4 plus 4.
pretty good.
I'll grab both of them and just kind of pull them towards the...
That is an awful, awful roll.
It's one more than you needed.
So you get so you're nice and healed up. So now you guys are standing in front of the house. You've already let out a loud shout. You've already been loud. You've probably already completely given away your position. Rena feels a little guilty. Ophios felt a lot of pain. But most things are being resolved, especially the guilt. What do you guys do? Cat, go away, cat.
At this point, Ophios is going to change into his parent form. Just like, this was a bad idea. And switches to his normal parent form, and he tries to stealth back towards the house and is going to kind of peer around looking to see if anybody approached with the noise.
That's cool.
So I'm going to roll a stealth, and then I'm going to roll a perception for looking around.
Okay. Anybody else going to kind of look around as well, or?
Yeah, I'll roll perception.
The only one technically still hidden right now is Messy.
Ophios ran towards the house to try and hide. That's why the stealth roll before the other.
That's fine. Messy, you gonna proceed as well?
I'm probably just gonna. I'm gonna look for something to climb up.
Oh yeah. You can just make an athletics check to climb up instead.
Okay. Well, not the house. I just want to like across the street.
Yeah. I knew you didn't mean his actual house.
Okay. Athletics.
Okay. You can go across the street. It's not graceful. It's not easy, but you can climb onto a barrel or like a crate or something like that. It's over there. Hop up onto like the edge of the house and eventually clamber your way up. Takes some time, but he rushes over to the house, starts making a perception check. Rena, you hang back. You make a perception check. Rena, you don't really notice anything. You just know that what's his name? Jan just kind of slid out of view, and then you heard him across the street scrambling up. You can see him like scrambling up a house afterwards. Ophios, you, even though like Rena kind of saw you run off to the house and looking around, what you actually hear is shutters close overhead. Like as you're approaching, you hear shutters close, and you look up and you see that one of the windows upstairs had clearly had its shutters open at one point, and they're closed now. And you almost swear you see a shadow move on the inside. However, there's no light in there. You just swear you saw movement in the darkness. If there's any degree of light, which your character probably would even describe it as seeing light, probably like whatever's coming through a window on the other side from the moon and stars or whatever, not actual light inside.
The captain's house, I saw a shadow move inside?
Correct, from upstairs after you heard shutters close.
You're dead. You're already dead, dude. It's over.
Ophios will just sneer at Rena. Come see us. Somebody's here.
I'll run over really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Okay,
did
you're
you
there.
see?
Mm-hmm.
Just the shadows. Somebody's inside. No lights. Can't tell. Where's Yondis?
Across the way in that building, and I'll just kind of motion.
You guys
see him in a
easily see
window?
each other.
Yeah.
Just so you saw that, Taylor, I'm waving to you. From across the...
He's honestly not far from you, maybe 30, 35 feet. He's not far.
At this, Ophios kind of pulls Rena, looks him straight in the eye, and literally transforms back into a guard and says, "This is me."
Okay, I'll remember.
And
Just kinda look away.
he's gonna try and are there any like windows or doors at the lower half of the building?
There are, yeah.
Ophios is gonna try and sneak in.
Yeah, through the windows or the doors, because there's usually doors in lower halves. Windows, yeah.
Well, windows, yeah, window. Trying to come in a different way.
The door is actually ajar.
Well, then he'll just kind of sneak in there. He'll just jump inside.
You roll a stealth check.
Boop.
So you go pushing open the door. The door has a little bit of a creak to it as you push it open, but it's like it starts creaking when you first start opening it. But it's one of those ones where as you push it, it and then gets quiet as you push it the rest of the way. When you go inside, do you shut the door mostly closed behind you, or do you leave it as it is?
Leaves it as it is and kind of looks back to see if Rena followed.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Natty 1.
Actually, we didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't see a roll.
Yes! Thank you, Roll20, for saving my life, maybe. Still went up. It's still better than a natty 1, but still bad.
We
it
still
rolled off
didn't
of an
see
8.
it.
Yeah. I
What?
don't see
No!
it. Nope.
All right. Give me another shot.
Third time's
There it
charm.
is.
Hey!
Oh, there it is.
I went from a natty 1 to a 4, and then it became a 14. But because Roll20 was bad, the rerolls saved me again.
I mean, that's awesome. Good for you. It seems to always be doing that in your favor. I think one time it didn't. All right. So, anyways, you guys. So you go walking in there. And one of the things that you notice when you walk in, is you walk in, and immediately something feels off in here. It feels, I don't know, different. Something feels off. It's hard to describe. Anyways, when you turn back to see Rena coming, you actually do see Rena coming. Slowly. Like, very slowly. Like, it's hard to describe this too. Moving at like 1/4 the speed, slowly. Like she's playing some sort of joke, but your character doesn't understand the concept of slow motion because you don't have VHS, and you just, it's so bizarre. Trying to spend a moment to detect magic, I think you can do that at will, right?
Yep.
Kind of like closing your eyes and concentrating for a moment, allowing yourself to detect magic. You do, in fact, detect magic. However, nothing that you can roll an Arcana check to understand the schools of, because this magic is different. You've seen this kind of magic before. This magic is not from this world.
Ophios is going to ready his blade and keep his wits about him, taking a defensive stance.
Okay. What do you do?
Kind of stays in a defensive stance with his blade in hand, kind of ready to block, and just slowly moves towards the stairs, wherever the stairs are.
Sure. They're down the hall a little bit, not far, because it's like a door on either side. Goes a couple of steps, and then so it goes several steps forward, and then goes upstairs. It's like you walk in, you can see the stairs right there. So now you go into the doors on either side, which I think this is your first time hearing this description because you weren't actually here for the session last time. The stairs are right in front of you. You start creeping up the stairs slowly with stealth.
Yep.
Okay. Now I imagine you're moving slowly, right?
Very, very slowly.
Okay, yeah. Half speed, so on and so forth. Typical. We didn't see your stealth.
Oh, I didn't know you wanted me to roll again.
Hmm?
Hey, it didn't save me that time.
Oh, that's right. You start trying to creak up the stairs, and the problem is just that. You cannot find the right footing. Every place you put your step, pick it up. It's one of those geez, did they intentionally leave every step creaky so you could just like get caught? You cannot find a clean step.
I mean, Scott, instead of the squeaking step, Ophios is trying to pay attention and look around him. He just trips and falls on the first step.
Jesus, that's way louder than a constant creaking step. Oh, I was hoping Ophios would actually find out what the creaking tune would be. So like, you know.
I mean, that's what I pictured you were gonna do because it was a natty 1 and we have fumbles enabled on this.
Yeah,
so
don't worry, fumble enabled. Don't you worry. So Rena, this is what you notice. Ophios walks through the door, and then he starts moving strangely. I was like, turns around, looks at you. He's like, and then starts quickly moving. Then he gets down into a crouching position and moves even though he's crouching awkwardly fast while inside the crouching position. It is the weirdest thing you've ever seen. This is back when TiVo used to have its ×2 speed, like blink, blink, or 4 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh, blink, blink. And you're watching that, him moving rapidly. It's freakish. How do you react?
I'd probably, because Rena doesn't know much about or anything really about magic, so I'd probably be like, Ophios, kind of quietly, really whisper, Ophios.
He doesn't hear you or notice. He's already creeping off.
Right, so I'll just try to follow him, I
Okay.
guess, as best as I can.
Okay. And Yondis, you witnessed all this as well.
Daelric, look, they're gonna die. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure no guards find it.
Okay. You notice as Rena's walking up the stairs, because you're watching this, she takes one step, and then she slowly takes the next step, then she slowly takes the third step, because stoop kind of into the door, right? And then she steps into the door, and just like Ophios, was moving so slowly. Rena eventually comes through to the other side of the doorway, and you see Ophios, because you have dark vision as well, being parent. Ophios, God, he's being so loud, creaking up those steps. He's at the top of the stairs. He's moving normally now, though.
So I guess I'd try to, I don't know, how close am I to him?
Honestly, 5 foot step, so 15 feet at most.
Oh, so pretty far.
15 feet's not far. I was like, hey, buddy. Hi. A couple steps and give you a high five.
Yeah, well, I just take a few more steps forward and try to just tap him on the shoulder.
Yeah. So you are
something.
Do you
to get his attention?
Do you try to quietly go up the stairs like a stealth check or?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
like a stealth check.
And
I'm
honestly,
not trying to make noise.
No, you're fine. Ophios, you can make perception with advantage on this one against your stealth. Squeaky and not so sneaky. Ooh, she doesn't seem to have a hard time finding the quiet places to step.
Ophios notices though.
Nope, didn't show up.
An 18 perception? Didn't show?
You still notice. You still notice.
Yeah.
Went down one.
And so you hear a couple the slightest of creaks right before she gets behind you. So you catch notice of her when she's right there. But gosh, she came up the stairs quietly. I thought you were distracted by your own creaking that you just thought you just didn't hear hers too. Whatever the case may be, you whip around, you see Rena there coming up behind you.
There's magics about old magics. Stays close.
So would I hear that? Would I understand him? Or
Yep, 100%. Perfectly normal.
Oh, he's back to normal now?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying. You came in behind him. Once you came through the doorway, he was normal again.
Oh, weird. Okay. All right. Then I'll just nod.
Okay.
And kind of maybe ready my great axe.
At the top of the stairs it comes around a bend to like a balcony, kind of like a oversea, and there's 2 doors up there. Door immediately in front of you, door a little bit further over. Both of the doors are slightly ajar.
I'm following you, so.
Ophios is gonna straighten up, and just say, "Sirs, are you here?" Trying not to do his accent.
Mm-hmm. Performance.
So, performance. And deception, I think, as well.
No. You don't need deception. It's more about the performance. It's not like you're telling any lies or anything, right? So you're fine with that.
Okay.
So your performance check's there. Sir, are you here? There's no response.
All right, he's going to walk, looking at the doors, whatever one's the closest to the stairs.
Sure. Yep, the one that's right around the corner. You go over there. The door is slightly ajar. You can't really see inside, though.
Again, still in the defensive stance and still trying to be stealthy. Stealthily, he's going to open the door.
Okay. Roll me a stealth on this. Sleight of hand on this one.
Sleight of hand.
Ooh, that's good. You very quietly open up the door. No issues whatsoever. Inside, you find an office. Small little stack of books over there, like rack with books over there. A desk on the other side. Windows and whatnot, but it's winter time, so the windows are all, of course, shut tight. The room is about the same temperature as the outside. Like it hasn't been heated in a long while. But otherwise it's just an empty office.
His detect magic is still up. Does he see anything off of the books?
Yes. Yeah. So you walk up to the book, so you kind of like go into it, and you start. Sorry. Detecting magic. My apologies. So the room, this whole building is radiating magic. You already know that, right?
Right.
So when you go in there, you're trying to pinpoint magic through the magic to try to see it through the books, like almost like trying to see like a blue screen behind a blue screen. It makes it difficult to see the other blue screens because it's just slightly more opaque or whatever. You go walking in. Roll me an Arcana. And to answer your question, Steve, yeah, my wife is. The living room's not far up the stairwell. That's like right there. So like I said, once my office is done, I have all my insulated and soundproofing. But until then, work with you, got.
Did you see that roll?
I did 18 Arcana.
Oh, thank God.
You walk in there and looking around to see if there's anything magical, and you actually do discover something magical that happens to be inside that room.
He's gonna grab it and inspect it.
Yeah, when you go over to see exactly what it is, it's actually something locked inside of one of his desk drawers. You can't quite tell what it is, but you can tell it's more traditional magic. It's just hard to see through this opaque kind of like, haze. But it's inside one of his desk drawers, and they are, of course, locked. Rena, what you notice is Ophios goes inside that room and moves just like beforehand, so much more rapidly than you are. Holy crap. He's moving at again, probably about 4 times the speed that you are right now. As he walks in the room, goes across the room over to walks up and goes to the desk really and starts and you're and that's the amount of time it takes you to go upstairs. You see it moving quickly. You kind of come over and walk around and just look in the door, and literally you kind of lean and look in the door, or whatever. As he's over at the desk and starts to. Tyler.
He's gonna try and pry it open with his dagger.
Oh sure. So you don't have thieves' tools, right? So this will just be a dexterity check then.
Alright.
Scott, can I look around? Can I do a perception check, since I'm just outside the door, around me, just to see if I notice anything else?
Yeah, go ahead. You can roll a perception. Tyler, I didn't see your dexterity.
Alright.
Unfortunately, everybody, reminder, roll 20s being issuey. So your dexterity check of a 10, you actually can't unlatch it and just easily pop it open. Honestly, it seems a little difficult. Maybe your better bet, if you don't mind noise, is just smash this thing open. But for now, it seems like you might not be able to just click it open. And this isn't just a simple 3-second effort. You actually put some time into this. But luckily for you, you're moving very quickly compared to Rena's moving very slowly. Rena, you look around. The only thing you notice is how he's rapidly going at this jar. And he's like, and like he's just moving crazy. And he's moving so fast. You actually think you can, now that you're much closer, you think you can hear him saying something when he like says something quickly to himself, but not like, or like scratching at that. But it sounds so different, almost like really high pitch and rapid. It's so weird. Never experienced anything like that before. Tyler, what do you do?
He's gonna. Well, that was my initial instinct, was to kind of stab and kind of smash into it. But that's what I'll do now.
So to actually like break the drawer open, or should be a lot louder.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be a strength check then.
I told you. It's like, why would I?
He can't finagle the thing open, so he takes his dagger and he starts like, da, 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 da. But again, because he's moving so quick, whereas no motion would be like, boom, ugh, boom. It's kind of like, it's just crazy, like weird, rapid kind of motions, and he can't get the goddamn drawer open.
Can I go in to see if I can help him?
Absolutely. So you go walking through, and eventually, as you step through, he slows the hell down and starts moving at normal speed. And you walk over to him easily, of course, and are going to try to smash the thing open. Do you say anything? What do you?
I'll just like quietly say, "Do you need some help?"
Ophios is having his pride tested. He's gonna just shrug it off and go back to trying to do it quietly again.
Tyler, unaware of the fact that she was moving slowly, you looked through the doorway and just saw that she was staring and watching for a long time. So she comes there, says, "Need some help," and you react. Rena, do you try to do your strength check?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's how much noise is this making?
Honestly, it didn't sound like that much noise from when he was trying to do it because of how it was like fast forwarded and high pitched. It kind of like almost made it quieter. At the same time, it's completely changed the tone from being what it actually looked like.
Weird. Okay, yeah, I'll do my strength check.
Sure.
Oh, this is the one on the left, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Ugh, why do I
Yeah.
always do this?
It's okay. We didn't actually see your result.
There you
Yay! 20.
Ooh.
Beautiful. So eventually, Rena's like, "Come over. You need help?" Ophios, of course, reacts, and then Rena goes over and takes her axe, and she like with one hard chop, right by where the lock is, it embeds the axe into the drawer, and you think, "Oh, look, she screwed up." But you realize like half a second later, no, that was intentional. She then takes a step back, and she just like drop heel boots the back of the axe, so the front of it actually finishes cutting the rest of the way through the wood, breaking out the wood where the lock is. So there's a quick little jiggle, and the whole lock just falls out, and she pulls the door open. I'm like, there you go. And actually, what you happen to find inside, the thing that's giving off the magical aura the whole while, is actually a dagger.
Ophios will just kind of grab it and pocket it and worry about identifying it later.
Sure. You grab the magical dagger, you pocket it like you said, and you start making your way outside. By the way, it was Yondis this time that split the party, let's be clear. Yondis, outside, nothing's happening. Cool. Hey. Go away, kitty. Stop trying to get into my chair.
And also, I would say Ophios wouldn't actually head out. He'd go around and kind of investigate the room in its entirety.
I mean, it's not a very
checking-
large room. There's not a lot of stuff inside there. Go ahead.
He's checking the walls and around the edges of bookcases or bookshelves to see if there's anything hidden.
Like a secret door or something?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. So you can roll an investigation check with advantage because I imagine Rena's going to assist you. Wonderful.
It almost was a 4 and a 3.
You find nothing.
All right.
Nothing hidden.
Well, then Ophios will be satisfied and slowly head out.
Okay. You guys make your way back out that door and into the hallway. And I imagine you go over to the other door.
Yep.
You are same exact thing as before him. You're going to sneak your way over to the other door and you're going to try to push it open quietly.
Yep.
Okay. So you try to go over there and push it open quietly. It's going to be a sleight of hand check. Rena, you cannot assist because, you can't just sit there and I'll hold the door too.
Right? Like what?
Makes
There you go,
think
Scott.
yesterday I was literally drilling a hole through a joist, but the drill bit was starting to give away. It's a specific type of drill bit you use for passing wires or whatever. It's about that thick. And literally, I had to have somebody behind me and pushing my back because of how high up I was, so I can get the leverage to push forward with the drill. It was just one of like you're gonna drill it? I'll help you, buddy. And he's pushing me to push the. It works though. Anyways, so it's 21 sleight of hands, wonderful, and you my apologies. Easily push open the door, no noise. You see inside here, unlike before, which was an office, this one's clearly meant to be a library. There's a chair, a very comfortable looking chair, upholstered and whatnot. Very well carved wood, et cetera, et cetera. In front of you, there's an end table next to it on the far side, right by a window. Windows, perfectly fine, just sitting there and closed or whatever. Otherwise, though, there's shelves of books inside here. Way more books than the other one. The other books you didn't really you looked them over very, 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 very briefly, but that wasn't something you were specifically investigating. You're looking more at walls and panels and for magic. But the books beforehand just seemed like they were typical Perrin military stuff. You didn't really look at. I was like, okay, yeah, Perrin books. So this is what you see in the room: the bookcases, the chair with its back to you, an arm a little table thing next to the chair over by the window. The chair also happens to be sitting kind of close to.
Okay.
What do you do?
He'll kind of sneakily stay a distance away from the chair and kind of creep around to see if he can see anything in the chair.
Rena, you see as he walks into this room, all of a sudden, he slows the fuck down.
Oh, so now it's the opposite. Oh shit. Okay.
Slow, 1/8 the speed of you slow, maybe more, maybe 1/16 the speed of you slow. Holy shit. Yeah, it was annoying. Rena, what do you do?
Well, I've seen this, it's only because when I get within a certain distance of him, this starts happening. So I would just try to catch up, I guess.
Sure. So you see him moving extremely slow, and so you start to rush in behind him. What you also see is inside the room, as he's because he's moving so slowly, as he moves in and starts to make his way around the chair, you actually see a figure very slowly stand up from inside the chair. And it's one of those things because as you're walking into the room, they start off as being extremely slowly getting up out of the chair to all of a sudden they're moving quicker and quicker and quicker. And you see them by the tail end of their standing up and turning around and looking towards you. They're moving at normal speed because you happen to be walking into the room at the same time. And as they're moving at normal speed, because you see that, the person looking at you looks like an old, not old, but a Perrin general. He's dressed like a Perrin general. Sorry, commander. Dressed like a Perrin commander. Seems to be the appropriate age and all the things that you might expect to see of this commander. You know of the person, you've seen them around. Actually, you've seen this person, my apologies, I remember. You've seen this person many times beforehand because they used to have to live here. So that looks like exactly who you expect it to be that stands up and turns around from the chair, even though you didn't necessarily expect anybody to be here. And again, now they're moving at normal speed. They look at Ophios, not really at you, but at Ophios, and give a bit of a smile. And with a quick, holding up one hand, with a wave of the hand like this to the other one, Ophios, you literally see this person appearing in front of you. You get that instinct. You see it's a Perrin. You know what this really is. You fucking know. And as they get up and you go to react, you see them wave one hand and go over to smack the other one. However, you can technically try to roll initiative first to see who gets to do what first.
So both of us then.
Rena, you're gonna roll a disadvantage because you're coming in slowly.
Okay, got it.
Yikes. Did it show up?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Darn it! I was hoping it didn't show up. I missed my advantage initiatives.
Rena, don't forget to click your mini when you do it.
Oh shoot.
You guys are good, right?
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
I'm
thanks.
gonna roll now.
Thanks, Giannis.
Oh my god.
Oh, we rolled the same?
What?
Is it a roll-off?
I rolled a 3 + 3.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so I rolled, but I have to click it and then roll? Is that what I missed?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, your
Rita,
roll
you're supposed to click your mini?
click your menu
Does
to
that mean
roll.
I
You
technically
didn't get
go
your
first
roll.
because I'm a PC?
Correct, but Rena still has to click her mini.
Yep.
And then
I also
press
never saw
initiative
her
on the
roll.
character sheet to see if the roll pops up.
It popped up for me that time.
Much worse than the first one I rolled.
But you didn't
Still
do it
first.
with disadvantage. Didn't do it with disadvantage, Scott. You said she needed
Oh,
to
she
do
does have to roll
I-
disadvantage.
Wait, I did.
Not this time.
we don't-
Oh, wait,
we
hold
don't-
on.
I
Oh!
did.
That's not a thing that exists. Rolling with disadvantage is not something that typically exists. You actually have to roll twice and take the worst of the two. So roll again.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll take the worst of the two. It's fine. And
It's still an 8.
yep, 8's still the worst one, which means you still go first. Awesome, Rena. You get to describe first. What are you gonna do? What do you start? What do you do as you're coming into the room? He's starting to move quicker, whatever. Ophios is standing right in front of him. He's standing up. He's turning around. He's getting ready to clap his hands together.
Are we all at the same speed, or are we at separate speeds here?
You started off much slower, and now you're at the same speed, and not far from the gentleman either.
Okay, I'm gonna go to attack.
Sure. Just go to do a normal attack against him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, cause I don't know. That's my first instinct, so just attack. Am I disadvantaged or?
Nope, normal.
No, normal. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Roll your damage. Beautiful. Tyler. Rena comes bursting past you, moving like almost clumsy at first, the first couple steps, but then bursts past you as Rena sees this thing get out of the chair, and she knows it's happening in slow motion, starts forcing herself through the room, seeing him speed up as she comes through the room, attacking with a great axe as she goes, like swinging it. How do you react, Ophios, to seeing her come forward and attack at the guy?
He kind of smiles. And he's going to go ahead and cast Hex on the guy.
Okay.
So let me put it in chat.
Bloop. And then?
And then he's going to... is he within melee? How close am I to him?
Mm-hmm. You can get up to melee, no problem.
Which, by the way, Hex Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go ahead and attack, have his shield out and attack with his fellowship.
Oh! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That was a journey!
Oh my god!
Oh,
that
man.
that was
Wow.
terrifying.
Oh man! That was beautiful, Tyler, and you hit. Nice. 14 points of damage.
Yep. 3 necrotic, 11 slashing.
So, let me just really quickly. This is what happens. You come rushing forward, Rena, attack with the great axe, and you can see he sees it coming. And as he's clapping his hands, he kind of like ducks a little bit down to the side. So your axe literally just barely misses him, just barely grazing by and kind of cutting down his suit and whatnot, just barely missing him. You do the 7 points of damage. I'm just being cinematic, just so you know. But that kind of dodged to the side from your axe because he saw you coming from behind Ophios, and his focus was on Ophios. He actually takes it off of Ophios for a moment, which he knows is a terrible idea because he knows what Ophios is. And Ophios just comes up from the bottom, like as he's kind of like sliding to the side. Ophios is like, yeah, that's right, you come right into my swing, and goes thrusting with his swinging with his falchion, and definitely cuts deep into the guy's side. And it's like, total of 21 points of damage between you guys' efforts against them. However, he does still finish the clap, and it's a weird thing that happens when he finishes the clap, because the hand that he's clapping with, if he stepped up and around the chair and faced towards you guys, and the outer wall to the building was to his left, and the inner wall to the office over there, the office over there was to his right, and he's facing towards you, he would take his left hand and he clapped it towards the right. And you literally saw, as soon as he did that, literally It's as though like he, you know those kids drawing things where you take like the eraser thing at the bottom, and you kind of go whoop, and you see like they just kind of like disappear, like fade, just like, gone. Literally just goes, shut up, Josh. Literally just kind of like disappears, like as a line passes through his body. Rena, something about what he did there catches your eye, specifically your eye. You notice like the way that he did that clap, the way his body kind of like folded in, you swear you saw something appear on the other side as well. You don't know what this is. You've barely heard stories from from Ophios. You don't really understand what's going on. You don't understand magic in general. Despite all that, it seems like you get this like idea in your head, like what actually happened was he almost seemed to fold himself over in that direction, and it almost felt like something from over there came over here too, but is nothing in front of you. Maybe it was literally just air. Who knows? But you have it in your head, he's not in this room anymore. He's in the office right now.
No.
I feel like that.
You like for some reason get this impression. You also know two other things. This room moves much slower than that hallway, and that hallway moves much slower than that office. What do you do?
Oh no.
I mean, I'm thinking that I can use this to my advantage somehow. That if I can move faster.
You're moving way slower. He's
Moving
able to
slower.
move much faster.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm from my perspective anyway. I'm thinking that if I'm moving
Steve.
faster, that I can catch up somehow. I don't know. But I'm like convinced that he's not in this room anymore, even though it looks like he is.
No, it doesn't look like he is. It looks like he just kind of like disappeared. You just got the impression.
He's not there anymore. So
Correct.
I think I know where he is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well then. And how close is Ophios to me? Are we still like right next to each other? Or is he like?
Yeah, you both just melee attack this guy. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll just grab him, and like, kind of pivot and turn around and run to the hallway really fast.
Are you throwing me out the door?
No, like dragging you behind me. Like, this way, you know, kind of shouting it.
Yonda's perception check.
Okay. Boom. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, actually the moon is beautiful tonight. Like legit, my
Such
drive
a
home
nice
from
night.
work.
They should have stayed out here.
Yeah, no-
It's so much better out here. It's so cool.
I don't even know about like where it looks like from where you guys live because you live in very different areas than me, each of you. But like this tonight when I was driving home from work, it was legit like a fucking huge half moon, bright orange. Did you see that at all or no?
I haven't gone outside today.
I'm sorry you live a sad life.
That was a joke. No, I didn't notice that.
Okay, well I guess only me. Anyways, yeah, they should have stayed outside with you. Oh well, they're missing out. Not Yondas at all. And so you, Rena, you grab him and you pivot. And you start like rushing towards the. You start rushing towards the door, and it's funny because literally as you come bursting through the door, and like you're moving much quicker now, and Tyler's still moving so slow, trying to pull him through the door.
Yeah.
You come bursting through the door. He was moving so much fucking faster than you. He had already done whatever he was doing in that office, came out into the hallway, and was more than halfway up the couple of steps down the hallway. So literally, you come bursting through, and he's right there in front of you. It's one of those like, whoa! As like he comes right there in front of you, and now you guys are just barely moving on the same speed because he's right there in your face. However, unlike beforehand, where he was just like a Perrin soldier standing there, you see something different in front of you. You see, you're a Perrin. You know what you look like. He looks like what Perrin look like when they're very old and feeble. His ears, the way that they're elongated, how angular and almost like sunken in his face is, how thin and frail and like almost like beautiful in its design his body is. All these details just completely just catch you off guard because he looks like the oldest Perrin you've ever seen in your life, but is still so young. how tight that skin is, how supple it is. Everything just looks so perfect and put together. This is the most beautiful old person the most beautiful young person you've ever seen. Like, they're just gorgeous in front of you. And the armor they're wearing, you're pretty sure it's made out of metal. It sheens like metal. It comes off looking like metal. But as he's moving towards you, you can see it just seems to move perfectly in form with his body. It doesn't have any chinks or clinks. It moves the way cotton would if it were pressed that tightly against you. And the weapon in his hand is a very, very unusual looking blade. Anyways, despite all that, and the fact that it catches you off guard and so on and so forth, you find yourself in the perfect moment where you can just let go of Tyler, grab your axe, and take a swing.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I was planning on doing.
Mm-hmm. You swing at him, and easily he blocks the attack. Not because he's so quick or nimble or anything like that. No. He just trusts his armor better than he trusts your axe. And so he just continues moving forward and like raises up an arm and literally, much like you would allow a shield to do it, takes the axe into the side of the armor like it's nothing. The armor just absorbs the blow. His body reacts slightly, so it's not nothing, but pretty close too. As he continues to come forward, he actually is going to take his arm and kind of like pin it down next to your axe, like kind of making it collapse sideways, just like pinning it under his arm, because he only has the sword in one hand, no shield or anything in the other. As he comes up and gets ready to attack at you with the sword, he does attack, and you let go of your axe because you're not an idiot, and you dodge and step back and out of the way. He continues to come forward with you, attacking again. Swinging at you with a sword with incredibly wide arcing, but yet incredibly graceful and quick motions. You barely kind of like stepping to the side, literally the balcony up against your back for a moment as you're trying to dodge and move out of the way. You end up kind of like slipping past him enough that the axe is still under his arm, but in an area where you can grab it. Would you go for your great axe again, or would you use your hand axes in a scenario like this?
Oh, I'd go for the great axe again.
What about? Don't you have another axe?
She has multiple.
Yeah, I have a battle axe, but I want the great axe.
Okay. So seeing that you find yourself kind of behind him and he's there for a moment, you literally take a spot. You just step down to the back of his knee. We all know how that feels when your buddy's coming up behind you and being a douche. Like, you step down to the back of his knee, allowing him to collapse down enough that he actually opens up his arm, allowing the axe to fall free, and you kind of snatch it up. Ophios finally comes through from the other side. It is now like, you see all this happening in front of you, Ophios, so fast. It's like insanely fast. How it's literally 8 times the speed that you're moving. They're moving so rapid. And finally, almost like they're finally slowing down to your speed, you come bursting through. Of course, your sword and shield are in hand. There he is, kind of collapsed down on one knee. She literally just kicked it out and grabbed up her axe. And she's starting to wheel it back around when you can. Ophios?
Strike with my falchion.
Absolutely. And you come swinging at him, but unfortunately, he sees you out of the corner of his eye because he's moving so much quicker than you are, even though you're speeding up to his perspective. He throws up an arm to block you, literally allowing the armor, the armor itself to act like a shield and stop the attack of the sword. You kind of like clink and you cut along, but unfortunately, it doesn't even cut through his armor. It doesn't even have an effect on his armor.
Can I offhand push him with my shield?
That's actually a feat that allows you to bonus action attack with your shield.
Okay. I didn't know that. I was just kind of curious.
Nope, you're fine. And so he is actually going to... so when you do that whole thing where you kind of block him, Rena, you actually see he kind of like twists on his heels and spins back and does this like weird hand motion. And where he kind of like crosses his hands over while he's almost like focusing on the two of you. What ends up... what I want both of you guys to do is to roll me a wisdom save.
Okay.
So, what ends up happening is he tries to... You can feel it. He tried to move you. Both of you. Ovios, you've seen this gesture beforehand. You were told about it. You've never seen it in action, but you're aware. It's pretty common. What they do is they grab their opponents when they're being tandem fought, and they switch their opponents' places. So they usually ends up they're now angled in the wrong direction, and their balance is all off and completely disoriented. It allows them to take advantage of their opponent's back. But what happens is you saw this happening. You knew what to do. You literally just had to anchor your focus, like your mind, kind of like away from where it is that they are, and just kind of, step to the side and focused elsewhere, so they couldn't grab a hold of your being, and so had no effect on you. However, Rena was not so fortunate. Oh wait, my apologies. Rena, would you like to luck pull that?
Yeah.
I don't know what the save DC was, but
Nope, that's fine. Rena, you actually do resist it as well. It was literally DC 16.
Wow.
So you actually resist it as well. So he tries to move you, and you don't know what's going on. All you know is move quick, think, and move. And so you do. So it's just like an instinct of yours, and it works. It friggin' works. You don't even know why, but something deep down within you told you that's what you needed to do. And you step to the side, and instead of him, Tyler, swapping you guys, or more likely smashing her into you, you guys both resist it. And it catches him off guard, because Ophios comes in for a kill shot immediately. But not before Rena overhand chops right into the guy's dome piece and literally splits his head. She embeds her axe about 4 inches deep into the guy's skull. Tyler, roll me an Arcana check. Wow. So you see her embed the axe into his head, thus ending the fortune's favor, into the head of this guy in front of you. What do you do, Tyler, when you see her do that?
He already put Hexblade's curse on him. He's gonna jump in and try and slash the head off, clean off.
Okay. Nope. Go. Make an attack roll. Advantage. Damn cat.
Yep.
Oh no! Roll your damage. Oh no! Oh wow, that's kind of funny. You rolled
Garbage on my necrotic.
Oh, that's kind of funny. How terrible it is over there, but that's fine. So you do what's that? 14 points of damage.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you roll 14 points of damage, and you're gonna heal, of course, from that whatchamacallit, and
It didn't matter because I am at full health. He never hit me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's right. He already healed from Rena hurting you. So, funny enough, he literally, even though Rena had put the axe into his head, you can see Tyler in his eyes. He was concentrating. You don't know what he was going to do. You couldn't think of what it is they do in this scenario. But he was thinking about something. He was clearly had some sort of magic he was getting to work together, probably pertaining to the axe in his head. Whatever the case may be, you are like, nope. And even though she has the axe in his head and kind of like holding it steady, we all know it's easier to break a board when it's held still. And you cut the head clean off. So it's literally one of those things where Rena, you just like have it there. And you're kind of like wrestling with it for a second. All of a sudden you see the swish of the axe and you lift up and the head easily lifts up with the axe.
Yeah, it's just a swoosh of the falchion just straight through.
And then the body that's sitting there below is a squirt or 3. And it as it collapses.
So to give perspective, what Rena would have seen is out of the corner of eye, Ophios just takes a lunge forward, like a deep step, almost like jumping, and he just swings just so the sword misses Rena, and just slices straight through the front of the neck through the back, and Ophios is just facing down, just like past him, just like looking at the body.
Beautiful. All right. So, you, it's lying there dead. Whatever that was, Rena, is dead.
Its head's still stuck to my axe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just try to shake it and turn to Ophios and say, "What was that?"
As far as I understand, it's my purpose.
These are the things that you're hunting?
Yes. And this one's was formidable. He's was... Well, they's don't dies when you may thinks there's deaths.
So upon hearing that, I'll just kind of like push my axe out and be like, so is he dead?
Yes, your strikes enabled the final blows.
Then I'll just maybe like put the axe down and like use my foot to just kind of push its head off. And I'll turn back and say, you've killed one of these by yourself?
Yes. Before I went about leaving my homes. This is what I was trained for. This is the combats that drives me. This creatures must be gone. These magics are not of here. They're old, different. Perhaps there are things of use on since yet. And Ophios is just watching, waiting for the armor to dissipate off of the body.
Mm-hmm. And it will. Takes a little bit of time, but it does.
And also waiting for using his detect magic to see if the magics on the house disappear as well.
Mm-hmm. So reactivating the detect magic it requires concentration. You wouldn't really had it up in combat. So
yeah. So he
magic,
basically dropped his hex after he died in Hexblade's curse as well.
Mm-hmm. So you kind of getting detect magic back up and looking around. You would see the magic around the house again over the course of like an hour or so. It fades. It fades away. But it's one of those things too, where even just like simple tests, not that your characters necessarily do this kind of approach, even just simple tests shows you that they the rooms are moving at normal speeds now.
Yeah, Ophios would just be sitting next to the body. I don't know what Rena would do. Ophios is just watching the body.
I would just kind of wait because he knows more about it than me.
So what Rena would see is Ophios kind of just sits down. And he transforms into his normal self, and it's kind of like a meditation as he stares at the body.
Young's, how long are you waiting outside before you come in, brother?
What?
What?
Yondis, how long are you waiting outside before you come in, brother?
Oh, I thought when they were speeding up that it probably wasn't that long for me.
Oh, you are right, but now they're like waiting time.
Oh, okay. Then I guess after a few minutes, I would probably stand up and start stretching, assuming they're dead, and start looking for a way out of town, but not really committing to it yet. So I'm not going in there yet. I'm sorry.
How long do you give them in total?
They're dead, so there's no way they lived through that. I saw that guy get torn in half, so yeah.
You saw Leo get turned inside out.
Yeah, that same thing. So I'm looking around for the quickest way out where I could be stealthy, just kind of scouting. Haven't really moved yet.
Okay.
And I'll give him some time.
So you just waste how much time? An hour and 20 minutes, what?
For less than an hour. Probably like 10 minutes after they went in there, if they didn't come out or I didn't hear anything, then I would probably start making my way out.
Okay. Ovios is gone when you guys eventually leave.
You mean Yondis?
That one.
I was going to inspect the body after everything dissipated.
Yep, once all the magic or whatever's gone. Well, you know that the image over their person lasts way longer than an hour. That lasts for a long time.
Yeah, he would just kind of be in a meditative state.
But they took the image off of the person. My apologies. They took it off. Remember, they revealed themselves. Rena saw it.
Yeah.
So again, it takes about an hour for all of the time magics and everything to fade away, and then you're looking over their body.
Do I need to roll an investigation?
I mean, sure.
I mean, I did the detect magic, so I'm looking at that. So.
Oh, their sword magical, just like the other one was, but that girl took it before him.
Right. So he'll grab it. Is it a two-handed weapon or a one-handed weapon?
It is the way that he was using it was as a one-handed weapon, like a longsword.
Okay.
It's not shaped like a longsword. It's very strange design. It's their design.
So it's basically similar to my sword as far as the hilt goes for one hand or two hand. Ophios will grab that and finally speak. If Rena was just waiting for Ophios to say anything, he'll finally speak once all the stuff is dissipated and say, "Seize this one's debts. Perhaps we should takes with us nows and wells keeps chaos from happening soons rather than laters." And he'll kind of look at Rena as he stands up after grabbing the sword and putting it in his haversack.
We should probably find Giannis, and like as I'm saying that, I'll I guess bend over to pick up the corpse and put it over my shoulder, kind of like how
dripping blood down your armor and everything
happens.
Yep. And
that's why I have Tide Pods.
And Ophios will kind of take the head and just throw it in the bag of holding on Rena's back.
Thanks.
This is suede.
How dare you? No, I'll just turn back to Ophios and say, "Okay, are you ready to go? Is that everything?"
He'll kind of think for a second and go back into the library and search for anything in there a while. And he'll say, as he's doing that, he'll say, "As meets you outside, finds Yondis. I'll find my ways."
I'll just nod and make my way downstairs.
When you leave, Rena, I'm carrying this body around with you for a while. Are you still going to try to avoid whatever guards might be in the area? Because it's going to be a bit more difficult to do, not invisible, carrying a corpse of their boss.
Yeah, before I exit, I'll try to be stealthy. Maybe just take a peek outside before, out the window before I leave.
It's a perception, yeah.
Okay.
Right. You don't notice any guards in the immediate vicinity, but you didn't really notice that many coming this way anyways. You're rather spaced out. It's just a matter of avoiding them correctly. You know what I mean? They're rather spaced out. You kind of already knew that on your approach.
Also, I want to shout out whoever gave us a fortune's favor. I didn't know it happened, so I was really confused why Scott was just narrating. I'm like, okay.
Go ahead, Rita.
I'll just open the door kind of slowly, because Yondis can see me from the doorway, right? Still.
He should have been able to, but he doesn't now.
If I was there, I would be able to see you.
Oh. So I'll stand there for a moment expecting him to see me, and when I don't see him, I'll just maybe go across the way to that building that I saw him go into.
Yep, you go over there. He's not there. He's unfortunately not there. He's gone,
Okay.
and he left no signs or anything.
Feel bad.
Not that you're really a tracker, right? So.
No, I don't. Well, I'm a survivalist, so I don't think I could track him really.
Yeah, I mean, because he's not really leaving behind a ton of tracks in an area like this. I suppose with all the ash that would have settled, you could try a survival check to follow footprints.
Yeah, maybe I'll see
Do
if
you
I
get
can see
advantage for
footprints or
knowing the
anything.
area, too?
No.
Gotcha.
So
What a
survival.
nice guy.
Yep, roll a survival. Win or lose 8. Okay. So, I mean, you got tracks, and you can see clearly he walked off at some point in time. Who knows how long ago. But at one point in time, he definitely walked off, and he kind of left. You could try to follow the tracks if you want to, but realistically, assuming he's okay, he's probably going to fall back at the same point where you guys always fall back. Why wouldn't he? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can definitely head that way, though it's well out of town. you just kind of head back, past by your smithy area again, because you're right by that spot, and then back down the hill and whatnot over to where that lake was. It's going to be a long walk, but you can get there.
Yeah, I could probably do that, but Ovios just thought we were meeting like outside across the way.
You can wait there too.
Yeah, I guess I'll just.
Ovios, your investigation check, sir.
Do I get advantage because I'm gonna take quite a while?
No.
Okay.
Just affect the DC.
It didn't matter.
Cool. Remember, that's not auto success. But you do succeed. So, looking through the area, you do find a ton of books for the paramilitary and so on so forth. Strategies, blah, 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 blah. All those different things inside there. But you don't care about any of that. You don't care about paramilitary. You don't care about any of those details. Wait. It's not entirely true. You notice something. There are certain names as you're looking through these books that just the name, like you'll be reading past it and you'll be like, oh, you'll see like a parent person's name, and the name is something like, Keitel. Like, okay, Brady, go dog. Now my cat and my dog are both being annoying. Go love mommy. She's upstairs on a comfortable couch in a warm room. No, we want you, Dad. So you'll see what you call it, like a person's name, Keitel, and you're like, okay, yeah, whatever, Keitel, and you switch back, and like several pages later, you switch back, and you're like, Keitel, and it's like you realize, like, no, that's actually a word from their language, and it actually is a number. And you're like, wait a second, that's weird, and you're kind of like flipping through. And you see that in all these military things that you're kind of like flipping through, like names of like whether it be the lower ranking soldiers, like officers, or maybe persons of import or whatever around. You realize that some of these names are actually words in their tongue, and you don't know exactly what the significance of those people with those words are. It's going to take some time to try to figure it out, but you do know it's something. Do you want to take all the books, or do you just try to don't want to repeat a Wednesday, or do you just try to filter through all the ones that have that you kind of see these words with, or try to find a pattern, or what?
He would both try and find a pattern and try and grab out the books that he recognizes the words in and kind of lay them out before giving it a second to see if he figures something out before he just takes them all.
Okay. I imagine a short period of time looking it over. It's not going to be enough to solve the riddle that you have before you. So unfortunately, you're going to have to kind of stop there.
Okay.
But something else catches your attention. This is where the 21 comes into play. Got over 20. Something else catches your attention. You are over by the wall between where you are and where the my apologies, the wall between the room that you're in, the office, the library, and the wall of the office, kind of like that space between there. And you notice something strange over by that wall. It's kind of like as you're near it and you have your detect magic on, you swear, you feel the presence of some sort of magic over there. You're pretty sure you do. But it's difficult because it's almost like masked. The fact that it's a different type of magic, they're using something to try to mask it. You're not sure what it is, but you feel something over there. You just can't quite access what it is or identify it.
And it's on the wall between the two rooms?
My apologies?
It's between it's on the wall that shares with the study in this library, right?
Yes.
He's gonna kind of poke around with the guy's sword, not his sword, but the.
My apologies. The 21 investigation, I was assuming you would have done things like that. You just couldn't figure it out.
He's gonna just start saying off those words then.
Sure, you said calling out random words of their language that
the ones from the books.
Jalapeno, quesadilla, Ocho, amigo. You know, like, just randomly yelling off words from the book or whatever. Nothing seems to happen. There's no open sesame trigger that takes effect. I mean, if it's supposed to go all the words in a certain order, well, strap yourself in. You get like 3.5 trillion options.
Ophios is going to make a note of that and grab up the books and plan to return.
Okay. And so, you know, you grab the books and everything and you head outside. Rena's been out there for a few hours just waiting. It's like...
And Ophios will put his self back on to look like a guard again.
Rena?
So I see him
Yeah.
walk out.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, I'll stand to meet with him, I guess. I had set the body down just kind of like behind me somewhere. Kind of hidden though, like amongst the buildings or something.
Wait, you were draping a dead body over your shoulders for a few hours while you were waiting for him to look through some books?
Absolutely not. No.
Oh. What's the matter with you, Rena? Awesome. So you kind of like stand up and wave, get his attention, whatever it is. He sees you back, of course. You guys say anything immediately, or is it just kind of like one of those silent agreements? Let's just move on.
Ophios will approach and just kind of be like, "So, where's Yondis?"
He's gone. I don't know where he went.
That's figures. That's cowards. Perhaps
he met this thing before us. It might have done something even worse than what we experienced. Trying to give it like the benefit of the doubt.
Ophios will just kind of look at Rena like, almost like, "Oh, you adorable puppy. You think he's hurt?" Kind of like somewhat annoyed, like she's being naive.
Do lizards find puppies adorable?
No.
Oh, okay. Not too sure.
They think they're food, and it's a snake.
You delicious puppy. Oh, that's a different connotation.
I'll just kind of like furrow my brow and just say, all I'm saying is that he came all the way back here with us.
Ophios will finally say, "There's a puzzles afoot. I may wants to returns to this place." And then Ophios will kind of like gesture like, "Let's go."
Okay.
I won't say anything.
You guys start leaving. Rena, as we had said beforehand, I think it was several hours later on. You know what I mean? I believe you guys came here when there was like not much. When it was getting dark, so it was actually dark time here. It's still late in the night. When you guys are finally leaving, it's not like the sun's risen yet. It's winter time, so it stays dark for very long periods, right? As you guys are leaving to go head out of camp and down to where you always met up before, since more or less the beginning of the campaign, you do walk by your smithy. You had thought about maybe popping in there again. Did you want to take that opportunity now or not?
I mean, yeah, might as well now that I know that the biggest threat has been eliminated.
Okay. So you can kind of like, so you just tell him kind of like, hold up, my turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna check my. This used to be where I did my smithing work, so I'm going to take another look. And just like kind of drop the body by his feet and just start heading over there, not really waiting for an answer.
Ophios will kind of just like he'll look around to make sure everything's clear before following inside.
Do you assist her in searching around, Tyler?
Yes, he would.
Okay. So Rena, last time I gave you advantage, this time I was not going to because you blew your advantage in failing. Tyler's actually assisting you though, so you're gonna have fresh eyes, fresh perspective, fresh face, and you can.
And Ophios will be using detect magic in there as well.
So you can roll with advantage. Rena.
Perception.
Or whoever's better of the two.
Investigation?
Yeah, whoever's better of the two. Actually.
Mine's a +1.
I think she's a 1 as well.
Go ahead, Rena. I just rolled a 20.
No,
on
I'm
mine.
a 0 for investigation.
It's okay. You're a 0 in my book too.
Go ahead, Rena. Roll your investigation anyway. I already rolled a 20.
Oh.
I love how Messi chose to separate himself. Oh, hey!
Called it.
Woo! Messi chose to separate himself from the party, and then he's sitting there with grumpy face. It's just my face, bro.
To be fair, Yondis would not have wanted to go there. He didn't want to go there to begin with. He was playing his character right.
No, that's fine. So you, Rena, you go searching around. Last time, it was completely unfortunate. You had no chance of finding anything of interest inside this place. However, this time around, you actually do end up finding a considerable amount of good stuff. You find like old little projects of yours, kind of like little tidbits here and there that have a small amount of sentimental value to you. Or I should say small things that have sentimental value to you. But most importantly, you find another unfinished project of yours. One that you had left behind when you left here ages ago and other people kept working on. It's actually, of course, another axe. That you worked on before, but this time it's a battle axe that is just very, very well crafted of a more unique kind of steel. Literally, the steel that's around here, like the high quality stuff, had been smelted, tempered had been smelted correctly by the people down the other end of this work facility, and it's almost done being put together. Hammering it in, hardening it, so on and so forth. The little design work and everything inside there, it's almost done. Of course, just like before, hands needs an appropriate haft to go with it, but if you wanted to make any modifications to this thing, you're going to have to do it here because your stuff on the road is not really going to get the job done. Would you want to stick around and play with some fire for a bit?
Yes. Yes, I do. Chance for a better axe.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to explain to Ophios that you want to sit around and light a kiln.
I mean, we haven't seen anybody else.
Ophios' initial reaction is toss the body in the kiln.
It's a dual purpose here. So I'll just turn to Ophios and say, look, I think that this could be a much better weapon than what I currently have, but I have to, basically just give away our position so that I can make this.
Ophios is going to ponder for a second, and he's going to try and remember if there's anything in the bag of holding that you're carrying that could be useful here.
I'm not sure what you'd be looking for.
There's invisibility oil.
So you light the kiln, Rena, and you finish the job?
Yeah.
Correct? Awesome.
Yes.
So we're going to go over two things. But first, I want you to do me a favor. And by the way, Tyler, do you assist her or do you just hang back and watch?
Ophios would kind of keep a lookout.
So you just more or less resolve any problems as they arise?
Yeah, and after he tosses the body into the kiln and the head into the kiln.
So Rena, you start burning the fire and getting it nice and bright and hot. I'm going to have you do your thing in a second. So you burn the fire, get it nice and bright and hot, and getting to the point where it's like, okay, if he threw the body into it, it's not going to really negatively impact this thing and how it's going to be able to work the bit. Because if you just threw a body in and then started working immediately, or he threw it in while you're already working on it, it might make the fire a little too cold. Or, anyways, he throws the body in there, just the body, not the head yet, and it starts to burn. But the body doesn't start to burn. It changes the color of the fire itself. The fire seems to burn differently. It has these almost like sparks coming off of it. Once again, you get an idea. Now's the time. You take the head of the axe that you're going to be working on, the battle axe, and you toss it into the fire and allow it to start cooking inside the fire that seems to be infused by this boiling elf, by this now burning elf, this ash that's rising up and settling into it, all the steam and everything that's popping off of it. It seems to just really be getting infused. I'm going to ask you something, Rena. You're going to make a craft check in a second anyways, but When you see that this elf's body seems to be infused with magic in and of itself, would you try to use that to your advantage? Or
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can even tell that this might work somehow, or I can make it happen, then I'm gonna at least try.
would you grab the ash of the part of the elf that's already been burnt off and kind of like is rising up and try to collect it with like a little screen, almost like those splatter resist things you put on top of a frying pan if you're a terrible cook, and grab the ash and try to like scoop the ash onto it and kind of like infuse that into it? Would you grab some of the areas where the blood kind of like pools up on it? We've all cooked ham before and knows what happened. You know? Where you kind of like pools up, but you grab some of that blood and try to like drizzle that on top, almost like you're basting this thing? Or would you literally just try to continue moving the thing over to where these little bursts or sparks are happening as you're cooking it, to try to like keep it involved? Unfortunately, any one of those things is going to require a lot of effort, and you're only going to be able to do one of them.
At this, if Ophios saw the body doing this, would he understand any of it?
Actually, Ophios, you're not going to see it to make a check because I'm having you do something else in a moment.
Okay.
You're playing Lookout, right?
Well, that was his hope, but at the same time, if he saw this happening, he would kind of be taken aback by it and look at it for a bit.
You probably wouldn't notice it because you're probably like, you throw the body in there, and then, a little bit afterwards it starts doing, right? You would have, fucked off to go.
Walked away. Yeah.
But I got you in a second, sir.
All right.
Shoot, I can't decide. I guess I would try to keep it where the like sparks and stuff are, because that's what would appear to me as like magic, right? I guess that's what I would assume.
I mean, all three of those things are like triggering you as like any one of these got to be infused. If that's what you want,
kind of like it doesn't really matter. All three.
All three of them seem to be infused with magic. All three options.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to dissuade you from sparks. Totally go sparks if that's where we're gonna go.
No. Then I want to go with blood in that case.
Okay.
Let's try to like, yeah.
So Rena, seeing this, kind of sees an opportunity. She's like, adding water onto iron could certainly fuck it up when it's this hot. However, a little bit of blood. There's already iron in the blood. It can't do that much damage. Besides, even if nothing comes of it, wouldn't it be really cool just to have the blood of whatever this fucking weird creature is infused into just knowing it, right?
Hell yeah.
Like people that keep, crystals
I'll
that
tell
give them
people
positive
just for the
energy.
hell of it.
Yeah, right?
Guess what?
Blood of my edit, right? So, Rena, you have a smithy skill, I believe, correct? Could you do me a favor and go ahead and give that a clickaroo? But before you do so, which attribute would you like to use for that skill? And why do you think that's the correct one?
Okay, so you've lost me. What are you talking about?
So you see the skill, smithy, on the left side of your character sheet?
Under my
Yeah,
skills?
you have strength, dexterity,
Smith's tools.
constitution.
When you click it, it's going to ask you
Smith's
to
tools. Got
it's going
it.
to ask
Okay.
you to choose an attribute. Which attribute do you want to use and why?
Oh, I see it now. Okay. Oh. I guess Constitution?
Why Constitution? You get kind of up inside the fire, kind of like bearing how hot it is, working it hard or slow, smashing away at it, like making this a long, slow process kind of a thing. Is that why Constitution?
Yeah, because I feel like it's gonna take a lot out of me, so I feel like I have to kind of keep it going.
Perfect. Then click Constitution,
Okay.
and hopefully you roll well.
Oh,
Why'd you roll the advantage?
did I?
Yeah.
Shit. All right, I'll do
Sucks.
it again. Sorry.
Hopefully it didn't fuck anything up.
Did her advantage roll a 1 and a 20?
A
No,
1 and a
rolled a
17
1 and
equals 20.
17.
Yeah.
1 and 17, okay.
Oh, right in the middle.
Luck it. It's a
You hear
15.
that? So,
Yeah, that is some loud purring.
yeah, cat's so damn loud. Why don't we take a quick break? We'll be right back.
I'm gonna break the whole time.